Stop in the car. I said, where are you going? Oh, you're not going to answer me. Okay, get your ass out this car. Sup? Joe, we just gonna go right on in. My heart kind of dropped a little bit.
It was early June 2017. I was taking a road trip with my 9-year-old son Tom to West Virginia to visit family.
Okay.
It was a long, stressful drive. My car didn't have working AC at the time, and it was an incredibly hot day.
Oh, that sucks.
So we were a bit stressed out by the 6-hour mark.
Right.
We had left later in the day, so we were still on the road by dark. I think it was around 9 p.m. when we were still on the interstate, and Tom started complaining that he needed to use the bathroom.
Nah.
There was already tension in the car before this, but his constant complaining brought about a slight argument between the two of us.
What is he? That's a boy? That's a male? That's a, yeah, it's a boy? Oh, come on, tell him, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Nah, you tripping. You tripping. If you think I'm stopping, you tripping. Here's a Wendy's cup. Pee in that shit. You better hope to God you aim. Cause you know your aim ain't the greatest.
It was about personal stuff I'd rather not share with the internet. At last, I saw a blue rest area sign zoom past us on the interstate. So I veered off into the rest area. It had a small building with 2 bathrooms, a couple vending machines, and a few benches.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
There were no other cars parked nearby besides some big white pickup truck. As I pulled up next to the building, Tom got out in a hurry and ran to the bathroom.
Okay.
I left the car on because I knew he'd be back soon.
Right.
Like I said, I don't want to get into personal stuff, like why we had a bit of an argument, but it seemed we were at that stage where we weren't exchanging words anymore.
Hurry up.
I figured the rest of the ride would be silent. About a minute later, the back door opened and then shut.
Is that him?
I wanted to say something to Tom, but I didn't know what to say. So I just stayed quiet and drove off.
Is that him?
I noticed that the white pickup truck parked nearby was leaving as well. In fact, he was close behind me. I veered back onto the interstate and into the left lane.
Okay.
And the pickup truck did the same.
Oh, no.
I stepped on it a little, and so did he.
Oh, nah.
He started flashing his lights, so I switched to the right lane, thinking he was nothing but an aggressive driver. But as soon as I switched to the right, so did he.
Nah.
He was still flashing his lights. I pulled into the right lane and started to slow down. He sped up, still in the middle lane, and when he caught up to me, he slowed down and lowered his window. I did the same, and he started yelling something to me, pointing at my car. He looked like a creepy, sketchy dude at first glance. I couldn't hear a word he was saying, so he pointed for me to pull over to the side. I told Tom to keep calm. In my head, I was saying if this guy tried to do anything funny, I would floor it.
And run him over.
He pulled up behind me on the grass, and the guy came out of his truck, running to my car. I put the car back in drive as my heart was racing, ready to drive. But then he screamed, "Wait." He got to my window and said, "That's not your kid," and pointed to the back seat.
Oh, shit.
As he said this, I was confused and said, "What?" He said, "That's not your kid that got in your car." Suddenly, the back right side door opened, and I turned to see someone getting out of my car. Not my son, Tom. I got out from the car, screaming at the tall person who seemed to be a fully grown man.
Was that his son?
They had already disappeared into the woods. I looked at the driver of the pickup and thanked him as I suddenly panicked, thinking about what could have happened to Tom. I got back in my car, crossed the grass between the interstate, and drove back to the rest area.
Oh my God.
The guy in the pickup followed me. We got back there in like 30 seconds to find Tom waiting outside the rest area bathroom.
Okay, alright, bro. Like, you good. Alright, thank you for telling me that's not my son and I left him. I know I'm a bad father. What you? Woo, red flag. But you can go ahead and go about your business. I don't need you to come back with me, please. I don't know you. So I'm gonna need you. Thank you again for telling me that's not my son. But you can go ahead about your business, stranger that I have never met before. Thank you. You can go on about your business. Please. Because you're giving me some real strong, negative, creepy vibes right now. Just saying.
He got back in the car, all confused. I explained everything to him, almost out of breath, as did the pickup driver. I thanked the guy one more time before he drove back to the spot he was sitting in before. Tom was so intrigued about what just happened, and I was so disturbed that we were back on good terms again. We chatted the whole rest of the way.
Good terms. Good terms. Dad, you bitch. You left me. Good terms. What? Nah. Clock of good terms. We not talking for the rest of this trip. And probably for like a week strong. You left me. What? You left? How did you get me confused with... I'm real close to signing these divorce papers so I can part ways with you. I'm real close. How did you forget me? How did you forget me, huh? Were you in cahoots with the stranger? I think you were. I think you were. I'm real close to signing these papers.
And told family about it as soon as we arrived. I never even got to see what the person who got in my car looked like. Honestly, maybe I should be happy I never turned around to look at them, because I don't know what they would have done.
Probably could have snapped all your stuff up.
My girlfriend and I took a road trip to California recently.
Okay, hey.
The wait there was completely normal. We left home early in the morning and got to the hotel by nightfall.
Okay.
On our way back home, however, we left midday, and a majority of our ride was in the dark. The drive was about 10 hours each way, not including stops for food.
Dang.
We made 2 food stops, the first after about 3 hours of driving, then one more much later and deeper into the night.
Nah.
We got off the freeway at like 12:30 at night and went to the nearest Wendy's for food.
You know what you should have did, because you already clocking up? You know what you should have did? When you got the food early in the day, you should have stocked up on some food. You should have stocked up on some snacks. You should have hit the grocery store, right? You should have got snacks on snacks on snacks. Should have got you some gums, right? Should have got you some meals, you know, not just during the day and then when you run out, you go somewhere else late at night. Nah. The only reason you should be stopping is for gas. And if you really about that life, if you really about that Adidas life, because we have handle. I said we like I own gas. There's like this like handheld portable gas tank that you can put. It's about I don't know, about yay big, I guess. And you put gas in it. You put it in your car, put it in your trunk, whatever. Be careful, because that shit leak out. It's over. It's a wrap. But, you know, oh no, never mind. I was gonna say, I just thought about that. You have the portable gas, but then you stopping on the side of the road and never mind. You're gonna have to stop for gas where there's light and other, like a Quick Trip. Stop at a Quick Trip. If you can stop at a Quick Trip, alright.
We got right back on the freeway after that. I ate while I drove, which my girlfriend wasn't too fond of, but I just wanted to get home sooner rather than later. Shortly after getting back on the freeway, it started to rain.
Okay.
My girlfriend forced me to pull over now.
Why?
She didn't want me eating and driving in poor conditions. As I pulled to the side, it actually started to downpour. I finished up eating my food, and then we heard a bang sound at the window. At first, I chalked it up to noises from the storm, but when I looked to my left out the window to see a figure blocking 90% of the window, along with a shriek of my girlfriend's, I nearly had a heart attack. I didn't want to roll down the window given how hard it was pouring, but over the sound of the torrential rain pounding on the car, I couldn't hear what the person was saying.
So what?
I opened the door a crack and yelled out to the person, who turned out to be a woman. She was soaked already and looked disheveled and scared. She asked for a ride. What was...
Hell clucking no. I don't care if it's a male or a woman. I don't care. I don't care if it's a boy or girl. I don't care. Late at night, raining, pouring down raining. In an area that you're not really, no. Nope, I'm not taking nothing to chance. Sorry, honey, you're gonna have to find your own. You're gonna have to either walk it or find another ride. I'm not taking you. I'm not taking you. I'm not taking you. Like I'm just not taking you. Okay? Sorry, not sorry. Deuces. And then I I said
gonna do? Tell her no in these conditions?
Yes.
I told her to get in the back seat. My girlfriend gave me a look. I don't know what kind of look exactly, but it looks kind of like a why the hell did you let her in kind of look. I asked the woman where she was heading.
That look.
She didn't answer. I caught my girlfriend giving me a look again because of this. I ignored her and turned around to look at the woman in the back seat, assuming she didn't hear me. But as creepy as it was, she was actually looking right at me with a cold, unfriendly face.
Oh my God.
I'd say it was a neutral, blank face, but something about it was just off-putting. I repeated my question, and she just shrugged her shoulders and laughed.
Shrugging. You're shrugging nothing. You're gonna have to speak the hell up. You're gonna have to say something in this goddamn talk. You're gonna have to say something in this goddamn car, bitch. Where you going? Okay. Stop in the car. I said, where are you going? Oh, you're not going to answer me. Okay, get your ass out this car. I'm throwing her out. Like, you asked her twice and she didn't say nothing. But she looking dead at you. Are you... The chances of her being deaf, I'm going to have to say it's pretty high. I'm going to have to say not... And to top it all off, you getting like negative vibes from this girl. So the only one that has their head on right is your wife. Or the girlfriend that, the girl that, you was in the car originally with. Yeah, you and the hitchhiker that you just got are both clucking up. There are red flags everywhere, but you don't want to. You don't see them. You don't sense them. You don't feel them. You don't see them. And the old girl in the back seat, she's giving you bad, negative, creepy vibes, but you don't want to do nothing about it. And your woman is like, yo, what the hell? I'm ready to throw her out in the next 2 seconds. But you trying to be nice. Okay. Cool. Let's see how far let's see how far being nice gets you.
I looked at my girlfriend, who was once again looking at me. I said out loud that I'd be dropping the woman off at the next town we crossed.
Or now.
Yes, I was announcing that to both my girlfriends and the woman. As we got back onto the barren highway, there was a sudden ear-piercing screaming sound coming from right behind me, and the woman sitting behind me suddenly wrapped her arms around my throat.
Oh my God!
I slammed on the brakes as I was struggling to breathe, almost sliding into the divider.
Oh.
My girlfriend, quote, slashed at the woman's face with her long nails. The screaming turned from a deranged, angry kind of screaming to screams of pain and agony. I got out of the car as she had her hands pressed up against her face in agony. I then opened the back door, grabbed the woman with both hands, and literally threw her out of the car into the rain.
A bit late, but...
She started begging, please, please, over and over as I looked down at her.
Please, nothing.
But that's all she said. She cried as she kept saying the word, please. I ignored her and got back into my car and locked it. As I put the car in drive, there were bangs at the window as the woman started screaming again. Her screams once again sounded like the screams of a deranged mental asylum patient. I drove away casually, as she was no longer a real threat, or at least not that I knew of. My girlfriend quickly got on the phone with the police and warned them of some suspicious, unstable woman lurking around the highway. We didn't stop again, though. We went straight home from there, obviously a bit shaken up and whatnot, but I didn't want to be thinking about that incident for any longer than I had to.
Hey, if I was his wife, pause, but if I was his wife, after what just happened, and we driving home, I would have looked at my husband, again, pause, like this the whole way. See, that's that face when you know you was right, and that's that face like you make when like, see, I told you. Look at you now. You got marks on your neck. How am I supposed to explain the marks on my husband's neck when my friends see you? And I really don't have no explanation, but they assume that I'm the one abusing you. Like, you're not giving me no good dick. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need this dick. Wow, Paul. You know, sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I don't think about what I say when I say it. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start thinking what I say before I say it. Because everything that I just said sound really sus. So, I mean, I was just trying to put, I was just trying to give an example. And, it wasn't the greatest one. But, you know, hopefully you got my point. I'm not about to do that. I'm not saying that example again. So hopefully you got the point. Just saying. That's why you don't hitchhike. That's why you don't pick up nobody on the side of the road. Because of shit like that.
It was 2010.
Okay.
I was driving my Ford F-150 from my home in Pennsylvania to Georgia.
Right.
I had family in the countryside of Georgia who I'd be spending the week with.
Hey, Georgia.
It was going to be a drive of around 14 hours, and I planned on doing it all in one day.
Okay.
I got on the road at 10 a.m. I stopped once for lunch at some deli, and then 4 hours later I stopped at a rest area to eat the turkey sandwiches I packed in the cooler.
Right.
After that, I didn't intend on making any other stops, besides for gas one more time, of course.
Right.
At about 11:30 p.m., I had just filled up the tank one more time, and now I had an ETA of about 12:30.
Okay.
I was admittedly getting very tired now. I didn't think to get coffee at the gas station for some reason. The route the GPS was taking me down from the gas station seemed a little odd. I wasn't on the highway anymore. It was just taking me down some country-ass side roads.
Oh no!
My truck is high up, so I got a good view of everything. And I also had a light bar installed, which really helped in lighting up these pitch-black roads. I was so tired, and I knew I shouldn't have been driving anymore. But I was so close to my cousin's house that I had to keep going. I came to a stop sign and made a left turn off some quiet road onto an even quieter road.
Wow.
The speed limit on this road was 45 though, which was good. This road was empty of any kinds of buildings or houses.
Bitch, I'm going 80.
It was just woodland on either side. I was going like 55 to 60 miles per hour, blazing down this road since it really seemed like no other cars would be on this type of road at this hour. Then suddenly I saw like 4 shiny objects coming up fast in the road ahead of me.
Yeah, no.
I slammed on the brakes, and as I got closer, I figured out what they were. They were traffic drums, like those big cylinder traffic cones.
It's a setup.
My truck managed to come to a halt before I rammed into the drums. I got out of my truck with my baseball bat, confused as hell. I went over to the traffic drums and realized there was something else behind the traffic drums.
What you talking about?
It was a spike trap, like the kind police use.
Right.
I didn't know what to think. Was there some kind of police activity going on? Or did somebody set this up as a trap?
Stop thinking.
I cautiously looked all around me as I inched back to my truck.
You doing too much.
Then I heard someone scream help,
Help? Nothing.
It came from the woods on the left side of the road.
The woods?
There was no way I was about to go into those woods.
Yeah.
The most I was willing to do was call out what's wrong.
Don't say nothing.
No answer. I walked to the edge of the road and looked into the forest.
Why?
The only reason I could see anything was because of the lights from my truck.
Get back in your car.
In the corner of my eye, I spotted him.
Oh.
Without looking directly at him, I saw someone crouched down behind a couple bushes. I didn't run. I just casually walked back to my car.
I would have ran like hell.
When I got in and shut the door, I looked to my left to see two silhouettes by the edge of the woods on the side of the road.
You're tripping.
Walking towards my truck. I drove the truck to the right side of the road onto the dirt and past the spike trap. I don't think they anticipated me actually going around, but when I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw at least 3 silhouettes standing by the traffic drums, lit up only briefly by the taillights of my truck. A few seconds later, they were gone out of my vision and out of my life forever. This was not something I would have ever expected to happen to me. Nevertheless, I'm glad I made it out alive.
Me too. I mean, granted, you was doing a lot of, a lot of clucked up things. Stop investigating. Stop checking stuff out. And then you're going to be good. You're going to be Gucci. You're going to be alright. You should have made a U-turn. Or like, see, you probably was using, for that last story, for like the GPS, you was probably using like a Samsung phone. Because, I'm sorry. Because, the Samsung phones, their GPSs, they don't, they don't really, they send you in all types of directions. Unlike Apple, where it's like, it's just right, the GPS is like right all the time. I'm lying, I'm joking, please don't take no offense, but, see, this is why you don't hitchhike, people. Like, this is why you don't hitchhike, and this is why you don't get into random people's cars that you don't know. Because you don't, like, if you hitchhike somebody, excuse me, if you hitchhike, if you pick up somebody on the side of the road, and you don't know them, for a fact, like 100% you don't know them, and you're trying to be nice, you gotta obviously have your Adidas on. Right? Because they get you out of any collective situations. And they're the best shoes to run into. To have when you run it. Right? Because they get you going. Right? I can't say that about any other shoe. Right? You need to have an Adidas car. Right? Some Adidas brakes. Adidas wheels. You need to have anything and everything Adidas when you pick up somebody that you don't know. Random person, because you don't know what their intentions are. For the benefit of the doubt, their intentions could be good. That could be a good, good-hearted person with no bad intentions. But the chances of that in today's world, it's about, I don't know, about 80-20, I guess. 80% bad intentions, 20% good. And because you don't know off bucks what their intentions are, you need to have your guard up 24/7. See, with you in story number 2, you let your guard down. I was a no. Your wife, on the other hand, she had a guard up 24/7. She was probably wearing like some Adidas shoes or like Adidas panties or bras. I don't know. I don't really know what her situation was. Just saying that she had her head on, she was thinking right, and I guarantee you, if she was driving and you was in a passenger seat and she saw the lady, I'm guarantee you she would have just kept on going. I would have kept on going. Pluck all that. And vice versa. Like, if you are on the side of the road and you trying to hitchhike, be cautious. Make sure you have anything and everything Adidas on, even before considering getting into a random person, stranger's car. Like, you don't know what their intentions are. You just don't know what people's intentions are. That's all I'm saying. Like, you need to, if you're going to hitchhike, you need to have your guard up 24/7. You need to have something Adidas on, preferably, can't even say it. Preferably, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Don't laugh at me, right? But you need, like, I would strongly consider Adidas shoes, right? Because those are the only ones that can get you going. But man, come on, yo. It was red flags all in story number 2, and you just missed all of that. I don't know how you did, and your wife knew and sensed and saw all the red flags and smelled all the red flags. That old lady, I said old lady, I don't know if she was old, I don't know why I said old, but the lady that you picked up, she probably smelled awful. I'm just saying she probably didn't. She probably smelled like Dove. I'm just saying that your wife smelled the red flags. And the only reason I didn't have popcorn in this video is because, one, Mr. Nightmare uploaded at a random time, and I wasn't prepared for him to upload today. But he just uploads randomly like I do. So with that being said, when he uploaded, I literally just got finished eating, and I was very full, and I did not want to do that to my stomach. I already do enough to my stomach. So yeah, man. But just, we doing road trip, man. Be careful out there. You don't know who you're gonna come across. You don't know what you're gonna come across. And because you don't know, you need to have something Adidas. You need to have something Adidas in your car, on your car. Either it is your car, or something Adidas on you, so you know when to haul ass. So with all that being said, keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my fam.